Today we're going to make a homemade crispy chicken sandwich. This recipe is delicious, simple, and very easy to make. So first we're going to start off and thin slice our chicken breasts. Now you just try to do your best to evenly thin slice it, or if you really don't want to do this, you can already buy thin sliced chicken breasts. But anyways, just do your best to thin slice it. You should get 4 pieces out of each breast. Like this is the 4 I got. I tried to make them as evenly as possible to each other. Now we're gonna make our 3 mixtures to make that crispiness texture on the chicken. Now to do this, you'll need panko crumbs. I'm using the plain ones, but if you want to use the Italian ones for more flavor, you can. We're gonna have flour, and then the last one's gonna be an egg mixture with a little bit of milk. But first, let's start out with our eggs. I will be cracking 3 eggs, mixing them together well. Using a whisk here, just whisk, whisk, whisk until it is completely mixtured together. Then we're going to add a splash of milk just to thin it out a little bit, and then whisk that together. And I personally used whole milk, but I know a lot of people don't like whole milk, so you can just use whatever milk you originally drink or have in the fridge. And then once that's mixed evenly, we're gonna move on and do our flour. I recommend using at least a half a cup to 1 cup of flour, depending on how many you're gonna make. I did making 8 crispy chicken patties because I only showed me making 4, but I did make another 4 just to have on hand extra. But anyways, I'm seasoning the flour just to add some more flavor. You can use whatever seasonings you really like. I just really like these 3, that's why I'm using them. I have garlic herb, lemon pepper, and then garlic powder. And I don't measure out my seasonings, I just measure it with my heart, so add as much as you like. And then mix that in together. Now our last bowl is just going to be those plain panko breadcrumbs. Get you that nice crispy texture. And like I said, if you want to use the Italian ones instead of the plain ones, you can. I just decided to try out the plain ones, and I really liked it. All right, now we're gonna begin. First, you start out and put it in your flour, pat it down well, and once your chicken breast is completely covered, you're going to put it into the egg milk mixture. Now, for those who watched my chicken parmesan video, I'm sure you appreciate that I didn't mix the flour and egg this time because I know a lot of people said it looked really disgusting. So this time I didn't do that. But anyways, after the egg mixture, you just put it in that panko bread crumbles. Just flip it on each side until it's completely covered, and then you just move on to your next chicken breast and just keep doing this until they are all done. Like I said, very easy process, very simple, not too complicated. Now we're going to place it in the oven. I broiled these on high for about 18 minutes. Now once they're crispy like this, you're going to flip them around and wait until they're crispy again. Usually you flip them about halfway through, and I always recommend cutting them open just to make sure the chicken is cooked. And I'm someone who doesn't trust chicken, so I did put it in for an extra 2 minutes after seeing it was fully cooked because I just don't trust chicken. But anyways, now that they are done, let's assemble our crispy chicken sandwich. Now I'm putting on some mayonnaise, then I'll add some lettuce, and then our crispy chicken patty. I'm not putting too many things on this because I am feeding this to my son, and he kind of likes it plain Jane. But if you want to spice it up and add some more things, I recommend adding like a tomato, an onion, pickles. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can put on a crispy chicken patty that is super delicious, but that's just some ideas. And if you're wondering where I got this lettuce from, which is extremely delicious, I bought it from Aldi. I love getting this for sandwiches. It is so good and always tastes so fresh. But there is our simple crispy chicken sandwich. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I did taste test it for giving it to my son just to make sure it's all good, and it was absolutely delicious. And yes, as you saw, my son is very impatient waiting for his chicken sandwich. But once again, I hope you guys try out this recipe. Please leave a comment below if you did and how you like it. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.